Okay, why are Muslims such retards? They get a big sense of accomplishment out of saying Salam Aleikum. Go Salam Aleikum, Salam Aleikum, and they act like they just achieved something by saying Salam Aleikum. And these people, if you look at their countries, they didn't even explore their own countries. The pyramids in Egypt, the Muslims didn't do shit about discovering what was in them or investigating them. All they did is pillage the pyramids. They stripped the marble off the pyramids to build their mosques. They showed no interest in their own pre-Islamic history. It took white Europeans to go and explore the pyramids, to dig up ancient Egypt's past, and to document it and study it. And we know about ancient Egypt because of whites, of white people, white Europeans. Western civilization did these things. The Muslims didn't do jack shit. They just sat on their fat asses and acted holy for hundreds of years. The same in Iran. The Iranians didn't do shit about discovering their own archaeology. You know, I don't want to blame it all on Islam, all right? But, you know, when you see Muslims walking around acting all superior, tell them, no, that's enough now. Quit acting like you're better than Westerners. You're not. Westerners went in Iran, for example. White Westerners went in Iran and discovered their ancient history too. The Behistun inscription, where that was Iran's Rosetta Stone, that was discovered and deciphered by white Europeans. One of them was a British Army officer, Sir Rawlings. These idiots, you know, these you know, stuck up, you know, pompous, holier than thou, make-believe prophets think they're superior to Westerners, and it took a Westerner to go and discover their ancient history for them in Iran. This is ridiculous. You know, these people should shut up and stop acting superior. They should be humble. They should be learning to learn from the West. They should say, damn, we screwed up. We sat on our fat asses for centuries and we ignored these monuments that we had that were sitting in broad daylight all these centuries, and we didn't do anything about them, about investigating them, about decoding the language, nothing. Europeans did it. The Europeans made all of the archaeological discoveries, and now if you look at the situation, most of Iran's archaeological artifacts are in foreign museums, and Iranians are all bitching about it. Muslims are saying, "Oh, you stole our archaeology, you stole our history." They didn't take an interest in it. It's their own fault. The Muslims sat on their asses and didn't pay attention while foreigners investigated their ancient history. I had a book. I have a book here written by an American archaeologist about ancient Iran. My father was sitting in one of his religious ceremonies with his Iranians here. You know, I got bored and I walked out and I found a bookstore and I bought this book, and I came back and I showed it to them, and no one except two people were interested. And one of the people was saying, "Oh, these are mostly stories." He was dismissing it because you know, to him, anything that's not part of Islam has no value. So he was discounting it because it has nothing to do with Islam. And that's the mentality that caused them to not care. That's the reason why foreigners discovered Iran's ancient past. That's the reason why all of these ancient Iranian artifacts are in the British Museum. This is the reason, because Iranians are just a bunch of idiots. They're the same with the Egyptians. I mean, the same with all of the Middle Easterners, all of these Muslim countries. These people couldn't discover and study their own ancient history. The white Europeans did it for them. Westerners did it for them. The British did it for them. The Germans, the Italians, the French. These people did it for them because they were too incompetent and stupid to do it themselves. And they keep thinking that they made a big achievement by saying Salam Aleikum. They walk around pleased with themselves. And they're stupid. These people shouldn't be pleased with themselves. They shouldn't be converting Westerners to their garbage. They should be learning from Westerners. Westerners shouldn't be debasing themselves by joining them. This is ridiculous. How do you join people who couldn't take care of their own country, who couldn't explore their own country? Where's a scientifically accurate map that a Muslim country produced of itself? I haven't seen any, and there probably isn't any, because the Muslims didn't do such a thing. They didn't have the technology or the means to do it. Why didn't they? Because they're not interested in anything except their religion. They can't be bothered to learn about other people. Recently, there's a scandal in Brazil. An Iranian diplomat is supposed to have been uh, uh, got in trouble for touching little girls or something. And Iran's government is explaining that this is a cultural misunderstanding. The Brazilian government is blowing it all out of proportion. It's a cultural misunderstanding. How stupid can you be to send someone to be a diplomat who doesn't understand the culture of the country he's supposed to be in, first of all? Second of all, how stupid can you be to expect people to accept that explanation? They take, they think that it's okay for them to say, hey, we're ignorant of the outside world, forgive us. That's not a forgivable thing. You're supposed to know something about the country that you're a diplomat in. You send a diplomat to Brazil, he's supposed to know about Brazil, he's supposed to know about the country. Why do Muslims speak with shitty accents? Why do they speak, so many of them speak English with shitty accents? Because they don't bother to study the country that they're in. They stick with their routine, they stick with what they know. You can't learn about another country and another culture if you do that. You have to be willing to compromise a little bit, you have to be willing to be humble, and you have to be willing to really immerse yourself instead of isolating yourself in a little enclave or a ghetto. And I don't know that many Muslims who know very much about America. How was maple syrup made? Can a Muslim tell me that? Who was Jack Jewett? Tell me about Andrew Jackson, something that Andrew Jackson knew about himself and the people of his day knew about him, not something that the politically correct establishment in America is saying about him. He was a great slaughterer of the American Indians or something. Where is a Muslim who can tell me that the guy had surgery on his shoulder to remove a musket ball without any anesthetics, and he was standing on his feet during the surgery? Now, they don't know anything about America's heroes. They don't know anything about Europe's history or culture, and they're trying to coax Europeans and white Americans to go join their culture. They have no business doing that. These are ignorant people. They don't know shit. They should shut up. They say death to America and Iran. Magbar Amerika. They still can't say the word America correctly. They can't pronounce the word America. They say Amerika. That shows how stupid they are. What, after a few decades, they still can't pronounce the word America, and America is their enemy, for example, supposedly. This is ridiculous. They still can't pronounce the word America, and that's the focus of their whole policy, America, and they still can't pronounce the word America. And you're supposed to join these people and show them reverence. Show some self-respect, show some dignity. Don't be an ass clown for someone else, particularly people who are not worth doing things for. They're stupid, they're incompetent, or idiots. Thank you. Bye.